kindergarten. It's Mrs. Griffith again. Happy Monday again. So kindergarten, our last video today, we're going to talk about beginning and middle and end writing. One more time. As you know, we all did beginning, middle, end writing for the book, Harry the Dirty Dog. And you told me what happened at the beginning and the middle and the end of that story. And then I had you write about the beginning and the middle and the end of a shared experience. And that was going to lunch. That's something all of you do. And I had you tell me what happened at the beginning of lunchtime, what happens in the middle of lunchtime, what happens at the end of lunchtime. Well, we've been building up to writing a story about ourselves, something that's happened to us. And that is called, the fancy word for that is a personal narrative. And you're going to be writing personal narratives this week. And so a personal narrative is a story that has happened to you. So I'm going to tell you a quick little story about something that happened to me. And it was a wonderful time for me because I had just gotten married, so I was a younger lady in those days. I didn't have any kids yet. It was just me and Mr. Griffith. And we'd been married for a little while, probably about 6 months or something. And one day, Mr. Griffith's grandma called, and she told us that there was a cat near her house who had kittens. Now, it wasn't her cat, but it was a cat that kind of lived out in the wild a little bit. And she said, there's all these little kittens. And if you want one, if you can get one, you can have it. And we thought, ooh, that'd be fun. We could go see if we could get a little kitten. So that's the beginning of my story. So when I'm doing the beginning, middle, end sheet today, I'm just going to do a quick sketch. So I'll just have Mr. Griffith here, and I'll be here. My hair was longer then. And I'll be, let's see, talking on the phone here. In those days, our phones were old-fashioned. I gotta put my glasses on. So I'm holding the phone and talking to Mr. Griffith's grandma. On the phone here. The phone had a cord. And she is telling us that there's a cat near her house who had kittens. So that was the beginning. Mr. Griffith's grandma, grandma starts the same way as Griffith. That's the GR. Grandma called Mr. Griffith's grandma called. She, there's our high frequency word she from a couple weeks ago. She said, there's another high frequency word. She had kittens at her her, there's another high frequency word, at her house. House. Okay, so at the beginning of the story, Mr. Griffith's grandma called. She said she had kittens at her house. So in the middle of the story, what did we do? We went to her house to see if we could get a kitten. So when we got there, there was a deck and there was a mama cat. And guess what, kindergarten? There were a lot of kittens. There were big ones and little ones and gray ones and white ones and all different colors. So here were all those kittens, and they were all outside. But there was one little kitten who was, here's the deck, and there was this kind of rocky area under the deck, and there was one little kitten under there, all by herself. So we went and we looked at the kittens. We saw one under the deck. So Mr. Griffith lay on his tummy because she was kind of timid, and he reached down, and when she came out, he picked her up. And we decided to take her home. And then also there was a kitty cat dish because Grandma Griffith she felt kind of bad for him. So she put some food out there, and there was a little tiny kitten up top. She was a little tiny kitten, and she didn't have very much food. And we thought, oh, we like that little tiny kitten. So we decided to take the little kitten under the deck and the little tiny kitten trying to get the food. We decided to take them home. So in the middle of the story, we went, well, I think that's one of our new high frequency words. We went to get, to get 2 kittens. We went to get 2 kittens. And guess what we did at the end? I bet you can guess. We took them home. There they are in their little kitty basket. And we took them home, and we were so happy to have them. And guess what, kindergarten? We had them for a long time. We had the kitty who went up to the food dish for 17 years. She lived a very long time. So at the end of the story, we took the little, there's our brand new high frequency word, little. We took the little cats home. There's a silent E on the end, making the O say its name. We took the little cats home. We loved, oh, there's the TH saying, we loved them for a long time. We loved them for a long time. So, here's the beginning of the story. Mr. Griffith's grandma called. She said she had kittens at her house. Here's the middle of the story. We went to get 2 kittens. And here's the end of the story. We took the little cats home. We loved them for a long time. Okay? So that's a personal narrative. That's a story about something that has happened to me. Okay? It has a beginning, it has a middle, and it has an end. So this week, you're going to be writing a personal narrative. Today, on Monday, you're going to be filling out a beginning, a middle, and an end sheet. Now, this is kind of a sloppy copy. You don't have to use color on it. You can just use pencil. You don't have to do lots of juicy details in your pictures, okay? Just get your ideas down on the paper. And then you're going to write some sentences or some words that tell about what happens at the beginning of your story, what happens in the middle, and what happens at the end. Okay? That's all you're going to do today. And then this week, starting tomorrow, which will be Tuesday, on Tuesday, you're going to start your beginning page for a book, because you're going to write a book this week. And you're going to spend a lot of time doing a very careful job on your picture, and then neatly write your words for your beginning of your story. On Wednesday, you're going to do your picture and your writing for the middle of your story. On Thursday, you're going to do a detailed picture and writing for the end of your story. And then on Friday, you're going to do the cover. Okay? And then you're going to send me your books, so I get to read your stories, because I can't wait to see what you write about. Okay, kindergarten? So today, beginning, middle, end, a personal narrative, a story that's happened to you. Get your ideas down. All right? Great job. Bye, kindergarten.